Hi there, and welcome to the Money Effect, where I bring you all news, money, and finance related. It's just a disclaimer: this is not financial advice, just strictly for educational purposes. Like and subscribe for the YouTube algo if you like what you hear. And now that's out the way, let's go. Just wanted to do a video, do a crypto video, and with crypto, we're gonna obviously start the main cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. Now, unfortunately, we know that there's thousands of cryptocurrencies now, some very useful projects like Ethereum, which has, built a number of layer twos on top of it. And I won't get into technical terms, but then we've had some other ones like all these dog coins and ape coins and doge coins, these ones that I don't know what they do. There's so many cryptocurrencies. Obviously, the first one, the main one, is Bitcoin. And in general, maybe we'll get to a position one day where things don't move together. But when Bitcoin goes up, that means the market is green. When Bitcoin goes down, that means the market is red. Now, Bitcoin, because of how much it's worth now, it might only go up 10%. Other coins might go up 1,000%, 100%. But in general, that's the direction. So this weekend, if we look at the 1 day chart, we've literally had a volatile weekend. And one thing about cryptocurrency, it's not like the stock market. So whereas the stock market, if we look at the, say, FTSE 100, the London market, that's the main market in London, that will trade from, say, approximately 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Crypto is 24/7. It trades all the time, going to be price fluctuations all the time. And on weekends, you do tend to see a lot of big moves. I don't know if it's because all the other traders can't trade stocks, they tend to go to crypto, but that's what happens. And this weekend, we look at a 1 day chart. Maybe we can look at a 5 day chart. Today is the 20th of June. We can see that literally, on Saturday, we literally plummeted and then we rose again. So right now we're in a crypto winter, and Bitcoin is moving howly up. The market is moving. We're in a crypto winter, and it's a lot of volatility right now. And we've had some volatility this weekend. Now, why it moved like this, I don't know. A lot of people are saying there's certain market makers that want to, people that are highly leveraged to crypto, they want to rapidly push the price down, close those people's positions out, and buy themselves. I don't trade crypto. I'm more a long-term believer that one day this potentially could be some kind of reserve asset, and because it's limited in supply and it goes for a halving period every 4 years, its price naturally has to rise, and obviously that's what we've seen throughout the years when we've had these crypto cycles that eventually will go up to, maybe back to 100,000, whatever. That's my thesis. Now, the most important thing is this weekend we hit a milestone, and the milestone was crypto literally has plummeted back to the level. So if we see in December 2017, that's when we hit the last peak in the crypto market, and briefly we touched those low levels. We didn't close by them, but we touched them, and that's a bit worrying because crypto and Bitcoin, so it has never gone past its previous cycle period high. So if it does start going past this 19,000, like if we look here when it was 1,000, we never touched that level in the whole kind of bear market. So if we do start going back to these, if we do plummet and stay below 90,000, that would be a new thing for Bitcoin because we've never done that. Like I said, the low was, say, 1,000 here, but we never ever got back and stayed below that during the whole intervening period of when it was slowly rebuilding. So right now, a lot of people are worried that if we start plummeting below the 2017 high of 19,000, what's going to happen to crypto? Do we now go back to even lower, 5,000, 3,000, or potentially worthless? So that's the worrying thing right now. But again, it was volatile. So now we look here and it rebounded. And again, look, you can see, like I'm saying, these are the different crypto assets, various ones. These are the main big ones. But you can see when Bitcoin's in green, generally everything else is going to be in green. Now, some will be at a larger extent because they're smaller coins. But in generally, Bitcoin dictates the way the market moves. So if you hear on the news, Bitcoin is falling terribly. Best believe every crypto asset is probably going to be falling terribly as well. If you hear Bitcoin is doing well, best believe every crypto asset is going to do well. And like I said, it's very volatile at the moment. You really have to know, how you're going to play it. Are you somebody that can trade it? If you're somebody that traded it over the weekend, and again, I didn't trade it over the weekend, that's not my speciality. But you've made, you buying it here at lows and getting high, you've made the money. If you're somebody that just believes in Bitcoin and believes, they want to start building a small position, then over the weekend was a good time to invest in Bitcoin. I wouldn't catch the rallies, I'd catch the lows. I do believe Bitcoin's got a lot to fall, but if it falls from 20,000 where it is near now to 10,000, that's only 50%. So if you are investing, building up, cool. But we just need to know what's going on in the market now. Why are we in a crypto winter? What's the kind of things that's happening? I mean, Coinbase now. If you don't know, Coinbase is a major exchange where you can put your cryptocurrency. Now, previously, you'd have what you call a ledger. A ledger is basically, think of it as a USB stick where you could send your crypto and literally, that's your crypto. As long as you don't obviously lose that ledger or the key, the password that contains the crypto, that's yours. So, whatever happens, if a bank goes bust, you lose your money in the bank. Obviously, we have compensation schemes. If you put your crypto in an exchange, because they're not as highly regulated and the exchange goes bankrupt, they can take your crypto as well. So that's why a lot of people take them off ledger. But when to get to crypto to a place to involve, you want Coinbase to be seen as a bank where you're comfortable to leave your crypto in a bank on the exchange, knowing that either you've got regulation in place if the bank collapses or the bank's not going to collapse. If we look at the financial crisis in 2008, yes, banks collapsed, but the government came and bailed them out. Obviously, crypto, we're not near there yet. And Coinbase, they hired a lot in this whole last year cycle. They was hiring a lot, and one of the first signs in any downturn, in any kind of environment, is job cuts. And they've hired too much, and now they're announcing job cuts. They're rescinding numbers to people that they did hire. So again, this is worrying people in crypto, thinking, oh, okay, this is definitely a sign of a crypto winter where everything's going to fall. So yeah, a lot of these exchanges, a lot of these innovative companies that were hiring loads of people in 2021 to build all these products are now saying, you know what, we've hired too many people, we don't, and then that just tells the market that there's no demand there. So that's why we're seeing volatility. Again, Luna, you know, I won't get too much into this, but we know this was a cryptocurrency that was meant to be the new dollar. We saw how that ended. This thing dropped by 99.9% in price. Basically worthless. This is a thing that a lot of people was investing in, not necessarily to make money off it, but to get that interest rates when they're offering that 10-20% interest rate. And a lot of people lost money. So we're starting to see these assets that we're thinking, I could put £10,000 in there, knowing I'll get 20% per 6 months, £2,000. That's nice. But these put 20%, go to your savings account. How much are you getting in your savings account? What, 1%? So something to give you a 20% interest rate has to be highly speculative. And we're seeing the bubble to burst in a lot of these highly speculative asset classes that were meant to, not even the ones that are meant to like take your 1,000 to 100,000. I'm talking about the ones where you're meant to just put 1,000 in there or 10,000 in there and get that 20%. And we're seeing them collapse now, and that's a problem. Another big one is Celsius. Again, Celsius is a company that they buy crypto and then they pay you interest on the crypto. They're basically cancelled withdrawals now. And they're saying they've cancelled withdrawals because the environment is so volatile. They don't want everybody taking out all their money and ruining their product when they don't really need to, which is subsequently what kind of happened with Luna, because as soon as Luna started collapsing, everyone rushed to take their money out. And just as one would, I mean, I'm not saying, if the house is, if you start seeing flames in the house, naturally, what you're going to do, you're going to try and grab your valuable possessions and get the hell out of there, But Celsius have basically shut the door on you in a sense and said, no, you can't. You can leave personally, but you cannot take your valuable belongings with you. Is that a good thing? I don't know. We're going to see. But no, that could be like they're literally, the house is about to burn down and they can't do nothing, or maybe they can save the house. We don't know, but because of what's happened with Luna, they've decided that they're not letting anyone take their money out, and that's quite worrying in this crypto world. And again, this is why we're seeing a lot of volatility right now. So these are just some of the couple of instances that we're seeing. There's a lot going on here, and we're fully in a crypto. And I said it months ago that that we're in a crypto bear market. Things are going to get lower. And me personally, I'm not even talking about the macroeconomic picture with the Federal Reserve and inflation rate. I feel things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. Now, whether that means you start investing slowly now, whether that means you start educating yourself now, whether that means you feel that they ain't gonna get a lot worse. I'm happy that Bitcoin has hit this level of 20,000 and we're gonna go back up past 45 and we're gonna go higher or whatever. This is in pounds, sorry, so it's £16,000. We're gonna go higher. That's up to you. I personally don't feel that. I feel like the Federal Reserve has got the inflation rates wrong. Inflation is a lot worse than we know about it, and we're going to see interest rates get pushed up. And the way I'm seeing things that are so expensive out there, eventually the more well-off people are going to feel the pinch and start pushing back, and that could be pushing back on, like I said, we're already seeing hires. And once you start doing that and economic growth, we have stagflation. Stagflation, low growth, high inflation, it's one of the worst things to get out of. If you want to learn about that, Google Japan stagflation. You see how many years it took them to get out of it, if they have actually got out of it, because I don't even believe they have. So yeah, crypto is volatile right now. A lot going on. We're definitely in a bear market. Anybody that's got investments in there, anybody that's thinking about investing, me personally, I would say it's a good time to start learning. Would I say it's a good time to put your house on it? Absolutely not. But it's definitely a good time to start learning. And if you do feel like drip feeding in, I mean, hey, if you buy £100 Bitcoin today, well, you're just going to lose £100. Certain people spent thousands of pounds on these products, and it's gone down 80%. So you have to think about it like that. Now, on the bright side, we'll just stick to crypto, but things come in cycles. So we go back to here. We saw in 2017, if anyone remembers that, that's when crypto was bubbling. It was getting on the news. The taxi man was talking. Everybody was talking about cryptocurrency. Like, if you don't feel like, let's see, in dollars terms, it might be better. Everybody was talking about cryptocurrency when it got to there. And then this is when everyone invested, and then it collapsed. And it got all the way down to, we're going lower, lower, lower. And this is when everyone kind of just forgot about crypto. These are the periods from about 2008 to 2020. So that's a 2-year period where it just wasn't doing anything. People just forgot about it. And this is the time when this was the time to be innovative. That's my whole point. This was the time to, when things are lower, not buy here when it was at 20,000, which a lot of people done, but start building your position within these 2-year periods, and then you would have reaped a massive reward when it did eventually go. And I'm not saying this crypto bear market is going to last for 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, or 5 years. I don't really know. I do think it's going to last into 2023, and potentially when we see the Bitcoin halving in 2024, assuming inflation has fallen at least, and we're probably going to need some kind of stimulus. If we can still do that, it's definitely a good time, to start looking and potentially going forward soon to start building. And I'll give you one example of that. OpenSea, this is a company. OpenSea is now the largest NFT marketplace. I'm not really into NFTs, but NFTs are meant to be like digital art collections. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. These bored apes that people be selling for millions of pounds, all these celebrities endorsing. Me personally, I've never owned an NFT, and I'm happy I haven't, because I probably would have lost a lot of money. But it just shows you, when things are in a downturn, it's the people that come up with the innovative ideas, the people that stay focused, that reap the rewards. And this company was formed in 2017. 2017, as we know, December 2017 was the peak of the last crypto rally, and this company literally opened. And over those years, they've become the largest NFT marketplace. So, yes, we're in a crypto bear market, but this is, for me personally, it's the time to start looking at the new opportunities. If you believe in crypto, if you believe it's all a hype, it's a Ponzi scheme, then don't get involved and be happy you're not involved. And if you are involved, maybe just take out the rest of your money so you don't lose any more. But if you are somebody that believes, this is crypto is the future, it's like the internet. When everybody said the internet in the 90s wasn't going to work, and well, look at the internet now. People said Amazon wasn't going to do anything. Now look at Amazon now. If you're having that kind of thinking, this is a perfect time for you to be building up your knowledge and potentially investing. So, but be wary with volatile times, and you really got to have a stomach for this. So, cool. That's the Money Effect signing out. If you like the channel, like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get this money.